the biggest game of the weekend isn't even in the Premier League, of course. It's the Carabao Cup final. Manchester City versus Spurs. And again, 7 days ago, there were so many things you thought were definite. You thought this is going to be Pep versus Jose. You thought this is going to be two teams, and it be about Spurs possibly ending that trophy drought, which of course all Spurs fans are desperate to see end. Fast forward a few days and they've now got a 29-year-old managing them. I mean, the fallout has just been, the whole week's been outrageous, but that Mourinho going at this moment in time, very strange, don't you think?
Very strange.
Well said. I love it. I think that's how it has to be said. Very strange.
but not because of the way that Tottenham have played this season. They should definitely be a better team than they are, not just in terms of their results, but in terms of their style of play. There are a lot, at times, Jose Mourinho's approach has made Tottenham's players look worse than they are. And I think a lot of them were uncomfortable with how they were approaching matches. Maybe there's a bit of player power involved in this. We know Ryan Mason used to be in the Tottenham squad, knows a lot of the players as well. Pictures emerging on the internet of him celebrating goals, giving Harry Kane a big hug, and Harry Kane talking about how much Ryan Mason loves the club. And I think that plays a key role as well. Even though Harry Kane, gave his thanks to Jose Mourinho, thanks, boss, for the memories. You know how players work. I think secretly the players at Tottenham Hotspur will breathe a sigh of relief that they might be able to go into this cup final and be able to play with a little bit more freedom than Jose Mourinho maybe would have been planning. It would have been soak up pressure, try and hit Manchester City on the break. That worked earlier on in the season where Tottenham won against Manchester City and had everyone talking about them as potential Premier League winners. Well, that disappeared very, very quickly, and they were beaten comfortably 3-0 by Manchester City in the return game in the Premier League. So they've already played a couple of times this season. Spurs can learn from that. I think they can learn, again, to mention Leeds United, from Manchester City's defeat. If they can put a player into central midfield who can almost be a roaming holding midfielder, someone that can stop the likes of Ilkay Gundogan. And in fact, if Kevin De Bruyne is out, that could be massive, massive in terms of the result, because that means you can focus on a bigger creative element in the middle of midfield for Manchester City. And if you can try and stop them, then you can try and knock Manchester City off their stride. I'm not happy with Pep Guardiola, by the way, because he's the reason that they were knocked out the FA Cup. And he's the reason that they've missed out on the quadruple. He's the reason that they might miss out on even more this season, because you can't make 5, 6, 7, 8 changes a game and think you're going to keep the rhythm. It doesn't matter how good your squad is. You're going to fall away from that great form they had at the start of the year. And I don't know what manager in football would have a team that's winning every week and then start putting players on the bench for 3 or 4 games, break up your centre-half partnership. I mean, he's the reason that they have gone from being a team that you didn't think anyone was even going to score against to a team that you think Spurs might get a result this weekend.
Well, yeah, I mean, it just feels so unsettled, this game. Both that idea of the Pep roulette and who he's going to put forward. I guess another manager, who's got to think about the Champions League. I wonder if that team that played against Aston Villa is the team that he wants to play in the Champions League, with the exception of maybe Jesus and De Bruyne coming in. De Bruyne looks like he's not going to be fit for this one, which I wonder if he's not fit for this one. I wonder if there's an element where they just want to make sure that he's safe for that Champions League game. But you're right. If he makes big changes for this and it doesn't work out for them, then I think there's been a bit of disrespect for this trophy, I think, from both of these guys. If you see that with Man City and the FA Cup and making those changes, for the Carabao Cup, I think the changes will come. Again, I think you see a lot of different players. Fortunately, Man City have got the depth to do that. And for Spurs to sack a manager who was brought in to win trophies, and from some sources, this might be right, this might not be right, the basis around his sacking was as much to do with the payout that he would receive winning a trophy or not winning a trophy as it was anything else. And to then put in a guy who, I like Ryan Mason. He seems like a lovely guy. I'm sure he's very studious. I'm sure he wants to be a great manager. He's 29 years old and he has 0 experience. He's ultimately a competition winner who's been given this job for this week. It's really, if you look at it, it is outrageous for him to come in. So there are so many questions that I have for, first of all, Man City. I think I can understand that, yes, he'll bring in the likes of Raheem Sterling, who want to make a point because Phil Foden's gone above him in the pecking order now, it seems like. But for Spurs, I kind of agree with you. I think you need to stop Gundogan. You need to be able to stop Man City, full stop.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.